favorite pilot. Look at me, stylish, stylish. Masterpiece, body, body, young. Hey, I don't know no better, I'm on this every day. You cannot run with me, boy, I'm a heavyweight. Baby, I know what's coming, I can barely wait. And when it was...
Tonight, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, we wrap up Week 11 with a good Monday nighter between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. First down is Kaepernick. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So here are the 49ers and their offense in great field position already. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble,
and across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
And we see James, he will now return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Taken down and sacked.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Kaepernick now on 3rd and goal. They're going to be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Here's Jackson to return. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And going deep. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, 49ers. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly for 6. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that way.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. And we see James. He will now return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. L.A. set to take over again on offense. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing.
And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Josh Allen in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles. But also, when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Brings up 3rd.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because
and now look at him go. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tyreek Hill doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the 49ers add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the draw, here's Sanders. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Kaepernick now on first down. Got a man open. That's Harry. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation. Would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain down.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off around the That's now a second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off in the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
1-yard line.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
2nd and 2 at the 13-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Kaepernick. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Out of the end zone.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
And 2.
Now, Kaepernick again. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage. Decision made for Sean McVay. They're going to go for it.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run-blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Watson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Joey Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the gun, here's Watson. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They're going for it. It's Watson. Got an open man. That's Campbell. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
The 49ers will line up.
That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
Talk about the guy with the #1 headset on the sideline as a head coach. That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
He
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on the other side.
And we'll see what his offense can do. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
They fake the give. Now Kaepernick lets it fly for Thielen. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
And physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Again, they'll throw with Kaepernick. That is caught at the 7. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That was good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard.
Again, it's Kaepernick. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. At a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Well, you'd have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the 4th quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one. I don't think they're going to do that.
4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that'll put us within 3 scores as it becomes now a 23-point game. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. On 1st and 10, Watson flushed out right. That one complete to Hill. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on hips in that secondary, and I suspect a lot of mumbling under their breath as well, because this defense has had no answer for the passing game here in the first half.
He's got it. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The end result, 21 yards. To the air yet again, Watson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Bates. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Caught by the tight end, Ertz. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. A little tough on the secondary there. In zone defensively. Quarterback had time to survey and find a spot.
And if you want to change things up and put a little more pressure on him, you can go to man coverage. Everyone matches up and send more pressure. But you can also do it out of zone coverage if you're worried about what's going to happen on your back end. Send someone else, drop someone else out of the line. The old zone blitz could come into play to try and get that pressure on the quarterback.
On 1st down, it's Sanders. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
The quarterback taken down and sacked.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. It's a Rams 1st down on a pickup of 10.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Throw complete to Herndon. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Derek Brown in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to fourth down. Here's Brent Kern now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up? And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, 49ers. Tyreek Hill on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And this offense continues to pour it on. Deshaun Watson, he's a lot of fun to watch in the pocket, but when he's forced out of the pocket like that, he can make those big plays downfield.
Almost a bad thing when you're pass rushing and you force a Deshaun Watson out of the pocket.
And they're going to bury him back at the 11-yard line. Trying to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend the play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. He may be under pressure, and down he goes. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's James. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, they turn to Sanders. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Here's Jackson. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens.
2nd and 5.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Out of the gun, Watson. And that one will fall incomplete. And clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
It's third down.
From the gun on third, Watson. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Campbell making the catch. The 20, 10, and across across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Paris Campbell, as the first half is winding down, and the 49ers continue to roll.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
Jackson on the return. The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number. Big seam, and he might go all the way. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Paris Campbell, 78 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker. Now the ball comes loose. And now this is scooped up for the Niners. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. Catch made here by Campbell. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
San Francisco.
Paris Campbell, 31 yards. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Niners. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are. Stay with who you know. And go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. On first down, Kaepernick. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Kaepernick to throw on second down. Open man is Higgins. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Rashard Higgins. That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 11.
From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Fourth down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on third downs, and it's costing them.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
At their own 30-yard line.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is incomplete. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Throwing again. Watson looking for a kick. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Paris Campbell, 51 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game. They're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
49-yard line.
Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. We're quickly to Thielen here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Adam Thielen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And it's for pride now, but the Rams do get a bit closer. They
it can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
He went all the way into the end zone. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. All right, how has he done it? 4 touchdowns in this contest. He's been around the end zone in particular, pretty much uncoverable.
And you know that I typically take things...
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Paris Campbell, 55 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen. Not just him catching the passes, someone delivering it accurately, offensive line giving him time to throw the ball. A true team record, but he stands above it because he was on the receiving end of so many great plays.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to...
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosman. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
I'm not sure, Brandon. We've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
After the interception, here's Watson. Buying time to his left. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. On 2nd and 10, Watson. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Being chased out left. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Odell Beckham, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And he moved left there, Charles. Little danger play. He didn't throw toward that left side, went over the middle. Got the 6, though.
Yeah, he seems like the type of guy that when you told him as a kid, don't touch the stove because it might be hot, he touched it anyway. And this one, he got away without getting burned.
Set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up, let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there halftime, actually.
You think he might have turned it on us too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a 1st down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
He's across midfield.
Big Derek Brown making the stop.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Kaepernick throwing on 2nd down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Kaepernick to throw again. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Makes the score Niners 72.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
On the return, the Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation. The catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these...
Odell Beckham Jr. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Odell Beckham. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the 49ers, they're just pouring it on. Now the 49ers electing to lead. The offense out there and go for 2. From the gun, here's Watson. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
7 brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
Kaepernick now to throw. It's over the middle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably is age.
And for the third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And now off to the races down the right side. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. Here's Watson operating from the gun.
Conversion is successful and makes
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
the 37-yard line.
Throwing now is Kaepernick. Incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, and that'll bring up second down.
It's second down and 10.
Now Kaepernick. Left side here to Sanders. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Now this is fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be tackled inside his 10-yard line. And they hear a few words from his head coach on that decision. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. This is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team. Well, I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, and he's found a way so far here in the second half.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. first down is Kaepernick. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
They throw again on second down. This one's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Now Kaepernick again. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. He will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
On the return, the Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 29.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And Watson's going to throw it here. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
And a 49er.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, Watson. Gets this one to Hill. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Tyreek Hill. 10 yards on the...
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.